everyone, welcome back to Wildwood Cottage and welcome back to Wales. Lovely to have you here. Hope you're all doing well and I hope you're all having a good week. Well, today I'm tackling the bedroom and I'm tackling the damp in the bedroom. We had a problem with damp on this wall here, which is an outside wall. It doesn't really get the prevailing weather direction. The weather direction comes mainly from the west, which is in that direction. But this wall is east facing ish. But it does get a lot of damp. In Wales here, houses in Wales tend to have a lot of damp issues because they're built of slate and the damp is able to penetrate through the slate, I suppose. These walls are 75 centimetres thick, but I still get a problem with damp. Now, I've done the cupboard here. I'll put some footage in and show you what the wall was like. But as you can see, I've now taken all the wallpaper off. I've cleaned it with some disinfectant and I've also put some bleach mould treatment on it. Now the room stinks, absolutely stinks. But this is the stuff I've used. It's called mould remover spray and it's by Kilrock. And I found it in Home Bargain. It was supposed to be £3.99 and it was £1.99. It says bleaching action, tiles, walls, ceilings, works inside and out, professional strength. So that's what I've put on it. And what I've done is I've taken all the wallpaper off. It was all over here, all over the wood, all over the wall, all over the ceiling bit that's in there. And what I'm hoping to do with it is make it into a cupboard for extra storage. Now, I can't do that while it's got mould in it because the mould will get into everything and it'll just spread around the house. So it's really, really needed sorting out. So what I've done is I've cleaned the walls, as I say, with the mould cleaner and disinfectant, and it says to leave it on for 30 minutes and then wipe it over with a sponge. So that's what I'm going to do. I've had to do the door here as well because it was all over the door. Now it's also, let me show you, it's also in the wall here as well. Now just turn you around and I'll show you what the problem is. Now I just don't know whether you can see, but there's like a mottling in the wallpaper. There you go, now it's focused. There's like a mottling on the wallpaper. Now that's damp in the wallpaper. And it's all the way along this wall. Now you don't see it really until it starts getting damp. You can see it down there as well. So it's also in the wall under the paper here and down here. And I can't put any furniture on the wall at all because, as you can see, it's also on that side. Now, I'm not sure if it's the paste as well, that the paste hasn't had a chance to dry properly and it's gone mouldy because it's actually in the paper. So, yeah, what I'm doing is I'm taking the paper off. I'm going to bag it up, take it away. That's particularly bad there. I don't know if you can see that. So I don't know whether it's the paste itself, but I'm not taking any chances with it. So what I've got is I've got to take all this paper off to the corner there. And then I've got some specialist wallpaper. I've got this stuff. Now I've done a lot of research online and I found this. It's called Wall Rock. Now Wall Rock is quite expensive, but I managed to get a roll of this for 20% off. So I got it for £8.50 instead of £13.50. You get 7.5 metres in a roll. It's a heat reflector, damp barrier against penetrating damp, heat reflectors to reduce heat loss. Now what you do is you paste the wall, it's like a foil and it's got kind of like, I'll tell you what, I'll open it because I'm going to put it on today. Just a sec. Right, it's got like a fabric on one side and then the other side is silver. And what you do is you get the specialist paste and you paste the wall first and then you put this stuff on. And then you can put lining paper over the top or wallpaper or whatever you're going to do. So I've got lining paper. I used to be a painter and decorator, by the way, so I know what I'm doing as well. I've got this 1200 grade lining paper. And then that's going to go over the top on this wall. Now, I'm not sure, but I might do 2 layers of that. Just to be on the safe side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this paper that way and then I'm going to put lining paper that way and then another layer of lining paper that way, and that should make sure that that wall's going to stay nice and dry stay nice and dry, and be a lot better. And then I can get myself a nice fitted wardrobe, because, you know, I haven't had a wardrobe for years. Not a proper one, anyway. I can't hang my clothes up properly, so... yeah, it's getting on my nerves. I've got really nice clothes now. I've lost weight, and I'd like somewhere nice to put them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel all this paper off. I'm going to get it into a bag to get it off the carpet. And yeah, I'll do the walls, clean the walls first, and then maybe this afternoon I'll start putting the paper on, and we'll see what it's like. I don't know, because I might leave it till tomorrow and let that bleach dry completely. But it's coming off nice and easy. Yeah, in a previous life I was a painter and decorator. I used to work with my husband, and I did that for about 11 years until we moved here, really, just before we moved here. I think I've worked with him once since we've been in Wales. Right. So I'm just going to take all this paper off. I'm also going to do this in my new workroom upstairs, because I have the same problem in that room, and possibly my husband's study as well, just on the wall that gets damp. It doesn't need to be on every wall, but it also might make the room warmer because it's not getting damp. Now, you can get that wall rock for the ceiling, so I'm thinking as well of doing the ceiling and sorting that out as well, because in the long run I think it's going to save us money, and we can't really insulate the loft properly because of the shape and the line of the roof. So I think doing the ceiling, because we've got awkward angles, see, like this angle here, and then there's another one over there as well, and that wallpaper's got damp as well, so I'm pretty convinced it's the wallpaper. And I'm a bit bored with that wallpaper, so I'm thinking of changing it. But yeah, we'll decide that once this wall's done. I'll decide as to whether I'm going to wallpaper, or whether I'm just going to paint the room and leave that wallpaper over there. But we shall see. We shall see. I've also got for in the ceiling inside the cupboard this stuff called Perma White, and it's mold resistant paint. All-purpose finish for kitchens, bathrooms and high humidity areas. So I'm going to use that on the ceiling and the woodwork by the ceiling in here. And I think that might help with the damp up here, because it did get really damp up there. It was black. So yeah, that bleach smells going now. And I'm not normally good with bleach, and it seems okay for me. I'm just going to spray a little bit more because I can see a bit of mist. There we go. There we are. So that's all you do with it. You leave it on for 30 minutes and then you go over it with a sponge, and then you can paper. Right, I'm going to carry on. Oh, there's a wasp. I haven't seen any this year, so I think we'll let him live. Seen the garden? Oh, off he goes. Off out the window. Back the way he came. Come on. Off you go. Go on. Yep, gone. Yeah, the garden's coming to an end now. Oh, there's something else on the window. It's a little fly. Yep. Coming to an end now. The sheep are back. They've started putting the tups in the sheep fields now, getting ready again for lambs next year. It was supposed to be sunny today. It was supposed to be a bit of a second summer. I can't see second summer out there, can you? Got a few roses left, but not much. I need to clean the top of the polytunnel, so I might have a go with that this week. Get some J's fluid and have a go, because I don't want the plastic to rot. Don't know how I'm going to get to the top, but we'll have to see. Anyway, this isn't getting the wallpapering done, is it? So I better crack on. So I've got my little helper helping me out today. He's being a little help. He's being a little monkey, aren't you, Stripey? He's been jumping in time to the music. We've been listening to some 1940s music, and he's been listening in time to the music. Right, I've done this wall now. It's all been bleached, it's all been wiped. It just needs to dry. So I'm not going to do anything on this. Probably not again today. I might do a little bit later. Try and get some of the silver paper on. But thankfully my husband's left a nice straight line there for me, so I can match the paper. And this wall now has been stripped. I've just got to tidy up all the edges along the top. But I need to go and get one of those snap blade knives. And thankfully there was only a bit of damp mould marks on the bottom of the wall. So I've just sprayed up to about halfway up. I've just sprayed to about halfway up, and yeah, I've just got to leave that to dry. I've done up there in the corner because there was a little bit of damp up there, so I've sprayed up there. My husband has done the ceiling in that perma white for me, so I don't need to do that. So hopefully that will sort that out. There doesn't appear to be any on this wall, but this is the wall where the stove is downstairs, so that keeps it nice and dry. Yeah, so that's that. So hopefully I can get that done this week, get it finished, and then get my wardrobe ordered. So that'll be good. I'm just going to measure up for it now and see how much space I've got without crowding out my lovely fireplace. Have you seen the beautiful fireplace around here? I mean, look at that lovely Art Nouveau fireplace. So I don't want to cover it over. I don't want it crowded. The wardrobe I want is 2 meters. I don't think it's going to fit. No. I have roughly 1.5 meters. Because I don't want it right into the corner. Let's have a look. It's only 56 centimeters wide. So let's see. The width. 56 is only there. Only that much. That's not bad then, is it? How much space have we got between here and here? Oh, do you know, it might fit. Let's have a look. See if it'll fit in this corner here. Yes. Oh, that'll do. Right, okay, that changes everything. Right, 56. This wall's 2.5 meters long, so yeah, go and have another look, back to the drawing board. But I want to do a bit of a shelf here in this corner because of this here, so probably 2 meters is going to be just about it, really, taking into account that angle there. Right, okay. I've been having a look on eBay and I found some really interesting wartime books. Now, 2 of them have arrived today and there's another 2 on the way. This one was recommended to me a while ago and I managed to find it for £2.50. The Post-War Kitchen by Marguerite Patton. I have quite a few books by her now, and this one's looking really interesting because there's lots of recipes in here from after the war that you would think they seem quite exotic. I mean, there was one here with avocados. Maybe it's just the name of them, I don't know. But there's puff pastry on how to make puff pastry. Now, butter was rationed during the war, so that makes me think maybe it was fats off rationing. And that was 1954, so people were making puff pastry. It's been dated with dates like that at the top of each section. And yeah, it looks really, really interesting. The Queen features in quite a lot of it because obviously there was the coronation. And I think coronation chicken is more than likely going to be in this book. There's lemon sponge, there's ginger nuts, Festival of Britain, ginger buns. So yeah, it looks like a really interesting book. Once I've had a good look through it, there's dates and walnut bars, that sounds nice. Pigeon ragu, not sure I'd fancy that. Apricot and lemon jelly from 1950. There's Betty Brown pudding, now that sounds interesting. Irish soda bread, steak and kidney pudding. So there's quite a lot in here. Ministry of Food Christmas cake. That was from 1948, when Prince Charles was born, apparently. Mock marzipan. So yeah, it looks like a really interesting book. So if you're interested, I found it for £2.50 on eBay, including the postage. So really it's a free book and you're just paying the postage. Right, so it's day 2 of sorting out the walls in the bedroom, and I'm up to doing the walls with the silver paper, with this lining paper that's going to insulate the walls. I'm doing my little bit for Make Do Amend and my wartime theme. So I'm doing my own decorating. Yeah, so my husband did leave a straight line on the wall last time, but excuse me, I haven't brushed my hair or anything yet this morning. I just want to get stuck in. Yeah, so my husband's left the straight line for me from last time, but I want to move the paper over that way, so I've got to do a new straight line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the extra bit I need from here, from the corner, and add it to this straight line here and move my straight line. Because what I want is, I want to be able to turn it in this corner here, because I've got to put another piece here. So that's my thinking for that. The other wall isn't so bad. We did have a bit of a bleach smell when we went to sleep last night because of that bleach cleaning stuff that I used. But I need to do a straight line on here. And the exciting news is my new wardrobe is winging its way here to Wales as we speak. I've ordered a nice new wardrobe. I'm going to get all my nice vintage clothes hung up, all my nice 1940s dresses hung up nicely. And I'm going to be able to find all my clothes instead of them being in suitcases under the bed and folded up in half on coat hangers in the wardrobe, because I've got some stupid wardrobe that you can't hang your clothes full length because I need to put my jumpers in there to keep the moths off. So this is going to work out a lot better. So that's coming Saturday. So I need to get this wall done, get that cupboard done, and then I can paint the wall and hopefully next week be able to put the new wardrobe up. So once it's here, I'll show you the new wardrobe and I'll show you it going up. So yeah, that's the plan for here today. Stripe's in bed. He was getting a bit overexcited today, so I've had to put him in his crate. I'm going to get these walls done, and then we're going to go outside because I don't know whether you can see out there, but I've not used this stuff before, but it says for the DAMPSTOP you have to use the proper wallpaper paste, and it's paste the wall. You don't actually paste the paper itself. So as you've seen, I've just done my straight line, and this is my paste the wall paste. So what I'm going to use is, I'm going to use a roller, and I'm going to wet it a bit first just so that the paste sticks to the roller. And then I'm going to put the paste on there, cut the piece of paper and put the piece of paper up. So let's do that, shall we? It's a bit like hanging tin foil, but it'll probably do the job. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with the rest, and I'll come back when I've finished all the walls and show you what it looks like. It's going on really well. I managed to do a straight line, and I don't really think I need as much paste as what I've been putting on, to be honest. But I'll put a bit less on the next piece. I think I'm going to need to cut it with scissors rather than a knife, but we'll see. So I'm going to do the rest and then I'll show you when I come back. So see you in a bit. Pancake day today, I think, and I've got a cup of flour. I've got 2 spoons of little soya vanilla yogurt. Doesn't seem to have a lot in it, preservatives wise. So it's a healthy option. Stripe's waiting for his frisbee to be thrown. Sorry about the noise. I found this half a mango, so I'm going to eat that. I put a little tiny bit of fat in the bottom of the pan, only simply because my pans are rubbish. Everything sticks to them. So I've done a nice loose-ish... Oh, I put an egg in and some water as well to make the yoghurt more runny. In a minute, it's dry. It's a nice cheap option for a breakfast or a snack because you don't use a lot of flour, and flour's relatively cheap if you don't want to buy organic. So I like to make mine nice and thin. I was eating thick ones, but I found them too doughy and they don't cook properly in the middle. So that's going to be my breakfast, and I'm going to have it with a bit of lemon and a drizzle of honey or agave nectar on the top. So that's going to be nice. And I'll have the mango on the side. So I'll let you have a look when they're done. So pancake number 1 is cooked. Put a bit of lemon and a bit of this organic agave nectar. I know there's a lot of controversy around agave, but it's the closest I can get to maple syrup that I can afford. And this is my second one. So my pan's not done too bad a job. It's not done a brilliant job, and that was pathetic, wasn't it? But they taste really nice. You can taste the vanilla. So that's that. That's my breakfast. Right, I'm going to just sort this out, and then I'm going to go and play with the dog. One I found, which I thought would be really interesting to look at, is this one. Air raids and ration books. Now, I've literally just got it this morning, so I haven't looked at it. But it says Life on the Home Front in Wartime Britain. And the sections in it are air raids, your food in wartime, around the house, clothing, transport, and an epilogue. And it looks like it's a really detailed book if you're interested in the war. Ideas for winter nights. Look at that one. Just as we're coming into winter, so there might be some interesting things in there. How to make yourself a sleeping bag. Oh, a nice hot brick. There you go. A hot brick to keep your bed warm. Have a hot drink before going to bed. Simple flower pot heater. Now, they've made a comeback over the years, haven't they? Where are we? This thing here. So that might be worth having a look at. Making an air raid shelter under the table. Now, they were supposed to have been good for nuclear war. Look before you sleep. All windows and inner doors open. Sand in buckets. Gas masks, clothes and torch handy. Water in buckets. Now, I remember a while ago, there was a debate going on about why people had the windows open during the war. Now, a lot of people say, oh, don't be silly, that's a load of nonsense. People didn't sleep with the windows open in the winter. Well, they did. And there was a method in the madness of that. And that was that if there was an air raid in the night and you were bombed and you were still in your bed and your house was damaged in the blast of the bomb, people might not have been able to get out of their doors. So they left the windows open, and that meant then that they could be rescued. They could get out if they needed to. Emergency services could get into them. And it was just a safety measure that if your door was blocked, you could then get out. So I think that's a really useful tip, that if we ever find ourselves in a situation where we need to get out of our houses, it's always worth leaving a window open. And I do. I always sleep with the windows open in our house. And yeah, I just think it's a really useful thing to have, because if you have a fire downstairs, you can't get out. And in the panic of trying to get out, you may not be able to open your windows, because on the double glazing now, they've got little keys. You could end up wasting time fiddling with the key, trying to get out the window. So I always sleep with the window open, even if it's only open ajar, even if it's only open a slight crack in the window. At least if you need to get out, you can. And it's always good to have a fire plan just to get out your house in case of a fire, in case of a flood, in case of storm damage. You always need to have an escape plan. And I think that that was what that was for, particularly, was if there was an air raid at night, you were able to get out or get rescued. So yeah, to all you naysayers out there, they did sleep with the windows open, and there was a really good reason for it as well. What to do in an emergency, air raid precautions. Now, I quite fancy being able to get hold of that. If any of you know of anywhere I might be able to get it. So yeah, I'm going to have a really good look through this over the next few days. And then once I've had a good look, we will then come back and have a look at it together. So my mum's got that book, I think, the Stork Wartime Cookery book. They're quite expensive nowadays. But yeah, there's lots of interesting information in there about rationing, about what they did at home, about the clothes that they wore. So I'm really going to enjoy reading that. So yeah, I'm just going to have my cup of coffee. My migraine's making me feel a little bit queasy, so I need to go and get something to eat, I think. But yeah, I'm going to go out in the garden. I'm going to crack on with what I was doing last night. So I'm just going to have my coffee and then we'll go up and have a little look in the garden. So see you in a bit. So I think that's it for me for today. I'm going to go in. I've got the tea to do, I've got the dog to walk, I've got to go to Bible study, and the sun's going and I need to go to the loo. So yeah, I think that's it for me for today. I've got quite a bit I want to get done tomorrow, so I'm going to go to the shops early, get back and get on with the garden, because I'm in the middle of doing a chicken run as well, believe it or not. I'm doing all sorts of jobs at the same time. Well, making the most of the weather really, because the weather's really good at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to get going. I'm going to go and get on with the tea. And Stripe's ready to get up and go for a walk. So I'll see you in the next vlog, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye for now. Bye bye.